ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back, definitely for the first time, to this amazing World of Warships weekly stream for update 0.9.1. I'm MrConway, this is Crysantos, and, well, we've done this. Anyway,
welcome, everybody, especially welcome YouTube and
Steam. Yes, amazing. It's great to see you guys.
Oh, the title is in German, that's true. Yes. I will change this in the background, guys, so you don't have to suffer from a German stream title.
What did you do while I was gone?
We were talking about you.
Chat, I'm gonna look at that VOD, and if I see some weird stuff, I'm gonna be mad at you. That means you're all gonna get banned.
So then it actually makes me Thanos, right? So let me just switch the title, guys. It's gonna be a massive change. I know it's gonna be a massive change. It's gonna be, instead of German, it's gonna be English update stream.
Yes.
Instead of mid, it's gonna be with Crysantos.
By the way, for the question, when will we see another Captain Bad Advice video? Look, if you want bad advice, you've come to the right place. He's definitely the source of a lot of bad advice which you can have. Anyway, sound is bad. How is sound bad? We haven't touched anything. We've been live for 2 hours. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to blame you.
Now we talk personally. 1 hour in English. I hope not. I hope
sound
not.
Isn't bad here. Well, you know.
Okay.
Stop talking about
So chat, tell us, is sound fine? Sound is fine. Thank you. Okay, so it's all good. So if you had issues with sound, just F5.
Yes. Then just change.
So guys, update 0.9.1 is live. For all of the Germans that are still with us, I'm sorry, it's going to be a bit repetitive, but we simply want to, the reason why we do this is we want to summarize.
Wait until we get all the questions that we've already answered in German.
And we can answer them again in English now. But we want to give you a quick overview, as quick as possible, about the update, what's awaiting you with update 0.9.1, because obviously British cruisers are here, British heavy cruisers, and now out of early access, and now you have the full tech tree branch available to you guys, so you can actually get up to the tier 10.
Yes.
If you had luck in early access, the way might be shorter. Otherwise, you can just get there the old-fashioned way and go have some fun with these beauties.
Muchas gracias. Did you just come back after 2 hours after asking the same question in the German stream to ask it again in the English stream?
What was his question? No.
Will there be access?
So look, we answered this, and the answer to this is in the stream. Earlier, when you asked the first time.
Just scroll, go back to
sometimes you guys, I think sometimes we are good at trolling you, during the stream, but you sometimes take it to a completely different level.
Yes. So anyway, let's talk about update 0.9.1, British Heavy Cruisers Part 2. First of all, a little apology from our side because we had to, unfortunately, remove Raptor Rescue and Operation Norai. One of those pre-planned, the other one this we needed to remove because we discovered yesterday evening that it crashes the game, which is usually an undesirable outcome. Raptor Rescue will be back in the next update when it no longer crashes the game client. Operation Norai should be back in about 2 updates when we've ironed out some bugs and did a couple of changes to the balance. Just so you know. And for those of you who, it's in red at the top there. Just okay. Few things to note. First of all, congratulations. All of you have received a lot of free stuff because we changed a little bit the way our service record works, which means if you already had the maximum level of the service record, when you log into the game or logged into the game, you got all of this for just free. We just adjusted some of the progression, so made some of the milestones easier to hit, and we increased the rewards for new players, and we felt it would be only fair to give them to all of you veterans as well. So there you go. You're welcome. The other thing is, because we made massive changes to upgrades, you can dismount upgrades for free in-game for the next week. So if you need to change any upgrades on your ships, if you want to play around and try different upgrades for the new update, please do it in this week, because afterwards you will again have to pay doubloons to unmount them or destroy them or the upgrades, and that's going to be a bit sad. So, to get to the main part of the update, we've introduced a new line of British heavy cruisers. Some of you may have already got your hands on either Hawkins, Devonshire, Surrey, or Albemarle in the last update, but now they're also joined by Drake and Goliath. Excellent ships. Crysantos, I think, likes them especially the Goliath. It can be quite the nasty ship to rack up some quite nice damage numbers. They've generally got good guns, and for cruisers some decent armor with an improved Royal Navy heel. That's better than, well, pretty much all other cruiser heels, and has their usual single-fire torpedoes. They're sort of a bit versatile mid-range fighters. They don't have like outstanding gimmicks. They're just like a solid all-rounder, and well, we hope that you guys are going to like them. They have access to a repair party from tier 5, which is very cool. They also get hydroacoustic search, and I think there's a choice to mount some anti-aircraft armament if you so choose. If you want to know more about British heavy cruisers, we have a dedicated article about the strengths and weaknesses on our portal. Go read it. Go find out. Now, with the new update come new directives. We have a set of 36 missions spread across 4 directives. To complete each directive, you only need to complete 4 of those missions. So, out of 36, you have to only complete 16, which is pretty cool. We also used a bit of a different approach with these directives. So there are some grindy missions in the directives, and there are some skill-based missions that can be done in one battle. So for those of you who want to try to complete some of those, you can complete the grind missions on the way. And so it offers kind of like a skilled shortcut that will cut your grind short. If you have some really good battles, you can do really well. Like Directive 4 has 3 missions that can be done in a single game.
Yeah, and in general, like the grind part isn't really super grindy, and you can also do it in co-op if you wish to do it like that. So
yes.
Just take a look at the directives; they're straightforward.
And now, why do you ask? Should you do these directives? Well, there are rewards. Among all the other rewards that we're going to give out for them, you will get a premium cruiser London, just a tier 6 British heavy cruiser with smoke,
a heel, and
for completing all of the directives. What?
Yeah, because
and
heel,
it
has a smoke, good concealment, not the best range, but the guns hurt.
Yes. We played it earlier. We're going to play it again today, and so you can see if you like it. So yeah, definitely worth completing them. In addition, you will be able to earn the new British tokens. These British tokens can be used in the armory to buy a variety of rewards, but the most interesting is Andrew Cunningham, our new unique commander. It's cool. He's got 3 special skills. Talents, lightning fast, which makes your ship or squadrons go faster after you cause 2 floods. Then you have consumables expert, which increases the amount of consumables available on your ship by 1 after you sink 2 ships. And you have sink, burn, destroy, which gives you more Daka, more reload time for either guns or torpedoes, or aircraft restoration time if you earn a Witherer achievement. So it's quite nice, and it works quite well with several of the British lines, I think. It also has enhanced Jack of all trades and aircraft armor, so you get a slightly bit better bang for your buck there. I would definitely recommend picking him up. For those of you who can't pick him up, you can expect him to enter the armory in a couple of updates afterwards, just like we've done with other commanders.
Yes, I'm just going to show quickly to you one of the nice infographics that we have in one of our publications about the British Cruiser London. How to obtain these royal tokens. Here, you can see you can get up to 550 from the directives directly. Then you have, through daily missions, up to 500, so you can see 20 per day. If you already possess the Cheshire, like the Cheshire will come later at the end of February, there will be Albemarle or London right now are available to have daily challenges to be able once per day to get 10 additional royal tokens. If you buy the London right now already to do this, and you manage to earn her through directives, you will be able to get the doubloons back, by the way. A little piece of information here. The daily shipments, you know how it works. Once you log in the first 14 days of this update, so starting today until the 27th of February, the daily shipments are active, so all you have to do is log in and claim your daily shipments.
Pro tip from someone who's extremely lazy, you don't have to interact with daily shipments at all. As long as you log in, you'll get them automatically at the beginning of the next day.
Yes. And then on top of that, if you're missing out on a few royal tokens towards the end and you still want to get it, we also have random bundles where you get 40 additional royal tokens per bundle, plus special signal flags and so on, camouflages. So go check that out if that is an option for you. Now back to MrConway.
Yes. Clan battles. No, ranked battles. The other battles. And anyway, so we have a new season of ranked coming. It's going to be tier 10, 7 versus 7, including CBs, played in arms race, which is going to be interesting. We've slightly revamped arms race. It now also works for the CB if the CB is going to have balls to push. It'll be interesting. So we hope you guys have fun with that. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
We've got updates to upgrades.
One thing I just want to throw in here, guys. If you have questions, yes, myself, and I agreed. So, guys, if you have questions that are not related to the update directly, can you please ask them once we're done with the presentation? Because otherwise, you will feel like we're not like reading your questions. We do, but we want to finish this part, and then we are happy to answer your questions. Okay?
Yes. So, and if you have questions about what we're talking about right now, ask them so that he can interrupt me and we can answer them. Exactly. So updates to upgrades. We've made a whole overhaul to a bunch of upgrades. So we've removed some useless ones that weren't... what?
There's a question. Ranked include CVs? Yes, ranked include CVs.
Yes.
And there will be no free captain reset for ranked.
Yes. We updated a whole bunch of upgrades. The idea was we wanted to remove upgrades that aren't used or make them useful so that they, are not just placeholders, but that you have a meaningful choice when upgrading your ship. So what we've done is the ones that we have removed completely from the game, they were just removed and we've given you a full credit refund. Mr. Crysantos here logged in this morning to 140 million credits on his account, just like that. So check your notifications, see how much you got. Let us know.
Had one or two upgrades.
I want to know if anybody got more than 140 million credits with the upgrade change this morning. Let us know. We also removed type and tier restrictions for special upgrades, so they'll be able to be used throughout the tiers now, and we've replaced some with new ones. So what we've done is we've replaced the old torpedo acquisition module with a new torpedo lookout system, which just gives you a fixed range of 1.8 kilometers to detect torpedoes if you mount it. So it is very useful against deep water torpedoes and very unuseful against long range torpedoes because for those that already have a higher detection range, the old module was better. Auxiliary Armaments Modification 2 is now a combination of the AA modification and the other auxiliary armament modification that we used to have, and now just gives you more AA and more secondary damage, so I think it's going to be a bit more useful. Same with propulsion modification and engine room modification is now engine room protection. Which protects both your rudder and your steering from getting knocked out. If you had any of these upgrades mounted on your ship, we converted them to the new one. Then we changed some other upgrades. So the main battery modification, the one that gives you more turning speed for your guns, no longer has a drawback to reload because people weren't really using it because of that, and it is for some ships like quite a cool pick, and we hope this is going to cause more people to pick it. We have a little bit of a change to the Worcester only modification, which gives it a little bit extra duration for its radar, just was because other ships could already mount this special upgrade, and there was not much of a difference to the Worcester one, so we wanted to make the Worcester one a bit more unique. We have a new defensive AA fire modification one, which just gives you less reload for your defensive AAs. Consumable, and AA gun modification 1 now gives you faster reload for your priority AA sector. We've got some new upgrades, so aerial torpedo modification, more speed for air torpedoes, ship consumable modification, so more action time of ship consumables. We have a torpedo mod 1, which gives you better traverse speed, more speed for the torpedoes, and it still keeps them from getting knocked out as often. And then a squadron consumables modification, which just makes your planes consumables last a little longer. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that changed. As usual, there's a detailed list of changes here if you want to go through them and have a look. The service record change we already talked about. You guys got lots of free stuff. I hope you like it. We have a little bit of a change in the armory. Philippe Auboyneau, our French unique commander, is now available for 175,000 coal, just like the other commanders. And you can expect the same to happen with Sansonetti and then Cunningham going forward. We like this way. It lets you guys decide if you want to spend the time now or in the future. You can pick him up if you missed one of the commanders. We also, and I'm sure many of you know this already, are going to be removing Smolensk and Jean Bart from the armory in update 0.9.3 because they've become too popular and we don't want the matchmaker to consist only of these two ships. They may be back, depending on how they evolve. But we don't know how yet, and we'll talk about that if and when it happens. Noistashimi Flint and Black are no longer going to be available for Steel starting soon. They will be gone on a hiatus for at least 6 months after their removal, and they'll come back for Coal. The reason is that among the people who earn Steel or who have Steel, the people who are interested in these ships have already got them, and other people aren't really interested, or they just basically nobody wants them, and it's a bit sad because they're cool, they have cool gameplay, and so we want to offer them to a more wide audience. But we know that you guys spent Steel on them, so you're definitely going to be able to keep them exclusively for another 6 months, in addition to all the time you've already had them. We don't know what the Coal prices are going to be yet, but we'll get to that closer to the re-release. Cool. So you guys have got basically 2 whole updates to still pick any of those up if you want them. We've got a new map, the Northern Waters map. Hopefully we'll see it today in game. We'll have to look. I think it's a pretty cool map. Let us know what you think in the forums or here. And then we have our usual list of little tweaks and changes to the interface. We've got some game balance changes. Now these game balance changes do look quite small, but it's a bit of a different approach here. We're gonna with this balance pass, we're trying to do small changes, have a look what they affect the stats. And then we'll make more small changes if we need to. We'll go bit by bit. We've had a lot of feedback from you guys that you guys don't like the sort of sledgehammer approach as it has been coined. So we're trying something a little bit different for a change. And then, some other stuff. Go have a look. There's a flag for the referral program and a whole bunch of bug fixes and whatnot. And yeah, that's pretty much update 0.9.1. And if you haven't yet, go watch the Dasha video because she does the same thing as we do, just...
And if you don't like Dasha, I can recommend another source of information, which is StatsBlock.
Yes.
Because StatsBlock has a really, really cool update summary with all of the details even that are not in the update video. So if you want to stay up to date and enjoy that kind of content, I can highly recommend it. StatsBlock, good guy. Go check out his content.
Yes. Dead Horse says, I refer all the refer and haven't got a flag yet. I'm not quite sure what you mean with that, but the flag has just been added. And we will let you know how to get it soon. Now's the point where we are going to be answering some questions. So if you have questions, shoot, and we're going to do that for a couple of minutes, and then I think we're going to go play some games.
So first question, Taraxul is asking about why is my special camo removed from the tier 6 DD Gepard? So there's an issue with that special camouflage, the French Navy one, because if it would still be in game for this update currently, it will crash your client. So that's a bug. So what we did is we removed your French Navy permanent camouflage. We gave you the Type 16 one instead for now until we fix that bug. So you can still get the same bonuses. And if you already had the Type 16 one, you got 1,000 doubloons as a compensation. We will give everybody who's affected by this one Wargaming container as compensation in general within the next 10 days. And as soon as it's fixed, you will just get your French Navy one back. And we'll take away the Type 16 one for those who got it in the meantime. So everything is good. You keep your bonuses. We're sorry for this. And it's already being worked on.
Yes. There's a question there from TPAC2_1 who says, I have a problem with mod station. The ship class names are white blocks down the game. I've uninstalled mod station. G check was run, and I'm still getting the same problem. So, TPAC in your game center, the Wargaming Game Center, there's an option if you go to your game page. Maybe we should just show instead of tell, right?
Yes.
Let's have a look. So can you? I don't know. We have to be a bit careful. There might be some illegal things that you can't see in my game center. We'll see. So here, when you go to game settings, I can't click it right now. Okay. Anyway, if you go to game settings, there's an option to check and repair. You should run that. That usually helps with a mod issue. If that doesn't help, hopefully our customer support will be able to resolve the issue for you.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a Warship stream if there wouldn't be a question about Kitakami. Will it be back in the game? And the answer is potentially, mayhaps, if you find a way how to implement it without breaking all of it.
We've answered this question so many times.
Look, it's my favorite question with the submarines. So also, like, I'm going to answer this question right now. What about submarines? Is there any update? Currently, there is no update, but as soon as we have it, we'll let you know. We're working on it. So, things are getting closer, but it's still too early to say.
Yes, Salatgurkelchen 1337 says, why the hell can a tier 4 Kolberg destroy my tier 5 Königsberg with like 3 hits, AP ammunition, and I can't do any damage with AP? So our game has something called angling. So look, I'll show it to you really, really simply, right? Like we have this little book. It's Chris's, so I'm not too bothered about it. So I have this little book, right?
Now, this is your ship, though.
If this is your ship, right? Now, if this is your ship,
it's a black ship,
and this is your AP ammunition. If the AP ammunition hits it like this, it's going to make a big old hole in it. If it hits it like this, it's just going to bounce off. So it's all about angling, right? You want to make sure that when you're shooting AP ammunition, you're shooting at a flat piece of armor that your shell can penetrate and hit the juicy inner part, the citadel. If the enemy did that and you didn't, then, well, he outplayed you.
What I can highly recommend, if this is something where you don't really understand how damage application works in World of Warships, there's a really, really good YouTube, like our own series when it comes to explaining the game. It's called How It Works, and there's one episode about armor and how armor works. And I would highly recommend you to watch it because it will make it much more easy for you to understand why you sometimes ricochet, why you get citadel hits, or why the enemy might, for example, do something which is called overmatch to you. So it's a really cool explanation. It doesn't take too long, and it will make your gameplay experience much, much better if you understand this. Our game is not hard to get into, but it can sometimes be hard to master because of certain special aspects of the game and the mechanics. But the base is exactly what Mr. Conway said. When shooting AP, try to get to the citadel, and the flatter the angle, the better.
Yes. So let me get back. So the Albin322 said, last Christmas you said we would get destructible icebergs. When are they coming? So the thing is, the destructible iceberg tech is ready. The concept worked, but we don't want it to be like a gimmick that's on like just one map. It's one of those awesome features that is currently a little bit in limbo until we find a way to implement it in a more scalable way, that we could have like a map, for instance, full of destructible icebergs, or have it pop up on multiple maps. So we are still hoping that we can do something with this really cool stuff in future, but we don't have an idea yet when.
Yes. I saw a question here from Steam, and it's probably interesting for other players as well, from Akatsuki. And he's asking about Operation Arai. So we currently pulled Operation Arai, and we also had to pull Raptor Rescue to fix them and to bring them back. So they're not gone forever. We just simply have to fix the bugs, take a look at whether we need to do any other additional rebalancing, and then they're going to be back. We had some issues basically from last night until this lunchtime with operations where we had to pull them in general, but now the 3 other operations are back, and Raptor Rescue is definitely, like, it's at least scheduled for now to be fixed and be back with 9.2. And with Narai, I didn't get a date yet. It's probably going to take a bit longer, but as soon as we have more information, we'll let you know.
Yeah, and this is also an important point. For those of you watching on Steam, hi, we are reading your chat. If you have questions, please feel free to ask, and we will do our best to answer.
Yes. There's also a question on YouTube about KMS Siegfried. So the Siegfried, it still exists. I answered this already on Reddit as well. I know it has been pretty quiet about the Siegfried. As soon as we have more information, we'll let you know, but she's still scheduled to come. In what form or way, we'll still have to tell you. I know. I'm not allowed to share that information with you yet. That same thing is true for Mainz and Odin. I know you guys are really eager to get your hands on these ships. One of them is actually it's getting closer. That much I can tell you. But as soon as we have more info, we will let you know. Will the Tonne class ever be in the game? It's also a question from YouTube. So in general, when it comes to hybrid ships like the Tonne, we need to find a way how to implement it in a way that it's fun to play in the game, right? Where you have kind of the CV point of view and also the regular surface battle point of view, which is not that easy to achieve, unfortunately. So we're looking into it. When, how, I don't want to make any promises, but looking into it.
Yep.
Can
Sada for Fun is asking, will Moskva make more credits after it turns into premium? And the answer to that is yes, no. So if you currently own a premium camouflage, then you will continue to own a premium camouflage with it going forward. But if you don't own a premium camouflage for it, because it turns into a premium ship, you will own a premium camouflage. So if you then use that, that will get you more credits. But the ship itself won't have an innate credit modifier. In general, the ship will not have any intentions of touching the ship, changing it, or really also not changing the legendary module. Moskva is in a fine state as she is. She is balanced. She's a good ship. She's got her place in the meta, and she'll just be, moved from tech tree to coal. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, I see some comments on YouTube as well from Matthew and Ryan. Hey. Hi guys. There is a question about when will we get U-boats. I already answered this. It will take a while. Please give us a bit of time. Are there any new ports in the pipeline? Put 10 of new ports is tricky. If honestly, the best chance to get a new port if there's a new story arc kind of in the game where we would also tie a port to it. Currently, nothing I can talk about. Or you're looking at me in a funny way. Do we have any news?
Didn't we just announce a new port, the Fjord port for the European?
I'm not sure whether we already did it. Well, now we did.
We did.
Okay, cool.
There's a Fjord port coming for the European arc.
Yes, usually that's why I'm saying it's. I should pay attention to that.
Yeah, that you should be able to test or have a look at in the public test server when it goes live, probably next week.
Yeah. I saw a related question to Moskva on Twitch about how much time you guys have to still grind the Moskva if you don't have it yet. So in general, you know how we roughly work, right? I cannot give you an exact date. But what you know by now is that currently we have the Royal Navy heavy cruiser line with the full release. The next thing that's going to happen is the EUDD line, which will probably have something like an early access and then the full tech tree release. And the next thing after that is going to be Russian cruisers. So that should give you a rough timeline of the minimum amount of time when it could come. Oh, I see a question also on Steam about Venezia. It looks very strong. Will it be nerfed soon? I don't know yet, but she looks very strong, so she might actually get hit by a balance hit. I don't know whether it's confirmed yet, but potentially yes. She's a very strong ship. I agree.
Whenever I like a ship, it gets nerfed.
Yeah.
So Cthulhu is asking exactly how long have we got to grind out Moskva, and will we get the new tech tree tier 10 in her place automatically or not? So Moskva change is happening in 0.9.3, so you have approximately 2 months from today to do it, more or less. Follow the news. Will you get the new tech tree tier 10? It's not decided yet, but probably not. And which is fine, because it just means you have a ship that you can play and unlock.
And you get to keep the Moskva. So exactly. There's a question from Elder, and he's asking any chance of seeing any missions or events to take advantage of all of the great classic tier 2 to tier 4 premium ships. I know that's something that would be cool to have. On the other hand, we also want to limit the amount of seal clubbing we would promote by pushing an activity only onto that tier. So unlikely to see a lot of that content. Maybe when it fits thematically, that might be the case. Otherwise, we usually focus on tier 5 and above, where players have a better understanding of how the game works and to also do the missions.
So many questions.
Yeah, so many questions. And guys, I just want to say this, right? We are trying to answer as many questions as possible, and sometimes we might not pick your question. This is not because we don't like you, not because we don't want to answer it, but because there's a shit ton of questions, and we're trying to get through all of them while also playing the game, which we should probably do very soon.
Actually, let's.
We can. I'm happy to answer as many questions as possible.
A little bit of gameplay while we play. Guys, as usual, we would be really happy to have some of you join us in Division. But unfortunately, we only have one slot, so it's first come, first served. So please send your message to Crysantos in-game, and he will
currently has to relog to change his language to English.
Send your message to MrConway in-game, who will then graciously invite you to the Division. First come, first served, like I said, and please bear in mind we won't be able to accommodate all of you, but if you want to come have a game with us, you know the drill, and we'd be happy to take you along.
Sordash says this game needs a quick option to dismount all flags and camos.
Yes.
Look,
yes,
I
does.
personally would love to have that option because it's a great quality of life improvement. I agree, especially with the amount of ships that we have by now. It's on our to-do list, but I don't know when it's going to happen.
Yep.
But we've provided that feedback already, and I hope we're going to be able to do it.
Rule could be. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, dude. But he's asking, can we bring the Sailing Robin back onto the stream? He would really like to see his gameplay because he's a super unique player and his videos really help me position well. Why not? I will look at the third. You have to remember that the Sailing Robin is community manager for World of Warships Legends. So when we take him for a PC stream, we're kind of taking him away from his community and his game and his job. But I'm sure we can do it, and I'm sure he'd be happy to join us because he also had fun. And we had, when we streamed together, we actually had a really good time. And he is especially playing at Des Moines. We have no words for how he plays. It's just he.
I've played with a lot of people, and I've played this game for a very long time. He's on my top 3 list of cruiser players out there.
Who's number 1?
RNG Summer. RNG Summer, I'm sorry, man, if you hear this, you're the best cruiser player I've ever played with or against. It's just always impressed by his skill. Can you today we got 4 daily missions. Was that a mistake, or will we get every day this patch? No. So Alban, earlier today we had an issue because we wanted to make sure that you guys have the chance to get the royal tokens already today with the daily mission. And initially there was a mistake with royal tokens not being tied to today's daily mission. So what we did is, for those who already started it, they got a second set of daily missions, so you can get your Royal Navy tokens. Yes. That's it. We just wanted to make sure you get your tokens.
Raven is asking on YouTube, are we going to get both Tier 9s, Russian cruisers, if we own Moskva? No, Raven. You were not going to get any ships from the new sub-branch because it's a new branch. We're just adding to the game. There's no reason to hand them out, in my opinion. Then there was another question from Slashing Fum, who was asking, any plans to get hands on the special Captain Steven Seagal in the future? Steven Seagal is actually no longer a part of World of Warships. His name in the game now is John Doe, a generic portrait, and I don't think there's an option to obtain him anymore.
To give more context to this, is we had a collaboration with him, but that ran out, so we had to rename him, and that's why he's currently not available. But you can actually get his brother, John Doe. Not John Doe. What's his name? Another Doe.
Yeah, Draganov, by the way, says, hey, did my survival ration arrive? Yes. Draganov, I actually tried to message you on Discord, but it appears that we are not friends on Discord, and I couldn't PM you because your PM's disabled. And I resent your friend request, but I forgot to follow up on the friend request if you accepted it. It did arrive. I ate it. It was glorious, but thank you.
Yeah. Brand is asking, anything to announce today? The answer is nothing new, sorry. Today is just about the update, and I hope that's good enough. I see a question about Cherry Blossom coming back. So in general, this is something that we've addressed this in the past few streams because we had some questions about this. So when it comes to Cherry Blossom and what was the other operation that still has to come back? I forgot the name.
Raptor Rescue?
No, that we took. No, there's another one. Anyway, so when it comes to the operation Cherry Blossom,
Cherry Blossom. Yes, Cherry Blossom is gone.
So when it comes to this operation, it's currently I have no date when it's going to come back. It's basically in the backlog of things that we're improving. And I don't have a date, so don't expect it anytime soon. I'm sorry. I know that you would like to get it back. Problem is, we still need to do some fixes, and the team that is usually working on this, they have another task. They're actually working on other things, including, for example, working on potentially new modes for PvP, because currently our focus is on PvP. Most of you, you play PvP, you want to play PvP, you're not that interested in PvE. I know there's a dedicated audience here who really likes PvE as well, and I hope we can provide you with some content for that in the future. But just for the foreseeable future, I wouldn't expect these operations to come back or any new operation to take place. The operations we took out with this update, Narai and Raptor Rescue, will come back. Raptor Rescue is at least scheduled to come back with the next update if we get fixed it in time, and then Narai after that, but still in foreseeable future. Yes. So I hope that answered that question.
By the way, our Eternity FR just pointed out that the Sailing Robin will apparently be at the French stream.
He was last time.
Tuesday. Yes. So if he's joining a French stream, then that's your opportunity to see him, although he will be speaking French, but he'll still be playing in English. I don't know if you play in a language. Anyway, I'll answer quick 2 more questions from Steam because I saw them. Xyro is asking, did you guys just remove Dockyard? And will Puerto Rico be a steel or coal ship? Yes, the Dockyard is gone now. The event is officially completely finished. And we will talk about how Puerto Rico will come back at some point in the future. It's not entirely decided yet, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Wow. And then... there's a question about a specific artwork from Torchfire. Torchfire, I'm sorry, but without seeing the artwork, I'm not quite sure which one you're talking about.
Okay. There's a question also on YouTube about will Xbox One players get CDs? So that's a question more for the Legends team. I'm not sure what the current state of that is for Legends, but the best place to ask this is our World of Warships Legends streams, which are also taking place on this channel. And you can ask that in the next update stream with Tikane and the Sailing Robin. So that's also a place where you can see him.
Exactly. So, guys, now it comes a question. What would you like us to play? So we can play, if you want, we can play the new London. We can play the Cheshire if you want. Do we have the Cheshire?
That's a good question. I mean, you just
we may be able to play the Cheshire. We do have some test ships as well that I don't know if I'm willing to play on stream for you because I'm a potato in Destroyers, but we also have a Småland and a Marceau that have had some changes applied to them. And do we have any other interesting ships right now?
Odin, I don't think we have Odin right now.
No, I don't think Odin is.
I would love to show it to you.
We've got European destroyers. I think the whole line should be there.
Yeah, but I think we're going to focus a bit more on Royal Navy today and not just test ships. Please play Småland maybe towards the end of the stream. When is Cheshire coming? Towards the end of the month, as far as I know.
Okay, so
Hayate and price for it. Well, it's gonna be free XP. How much? I don't know yet. But she's coming closer. Hayate is coming closer, guys. So
let's go. Let's play a game in the London.
Can you play? Can you play Yashima? I would love to. Don't have it yet. London. Okay, I'll play London.
Yeah, London seems to have been most requested, and then after London, we'll take requests and see what you guys want
to show you London. So what is the London? Like why is it like good to get this ship? So first of all, you get a tier 6 ship with a smoke generator. You get hydro. You get a heal. And for Royal Navy cruiser, you also get HE. And you have 203mm guns. The thing is that you have 203mm guns with 15 seconds of reload time and a very limited range. So 13.4 kilometers of range. And I do have a concealment commander here, right? And you can see the concealment is 10.5 kilometers. So it's a ship where you kind of have to take some risks to get into a position where you can really get the most out of the smoke. But it is fun to play, and the guns hurt a lot. They really hurt a lot. And yeah, so for example, we have Andrew Cunningham today as a commander. We brought him with us to also show his talents. We talked about the talents already. You can find this here. It's 3 talents and 2 improved skills. 1 here, and then also 1 for the planes. Yep. And with this, I think.
I'm just going to push the button.
Yeah, push the button. Exactly.
Yep. So one question there from Draculia, who's asking, his special midway module still doesn't work. Weren't we supposed to get the new reworked one? No. This upgrade rework was focused on regular upgrades. We will do some changes to unique upgrades when they get re-implemented into the Research Bureau soon. TM. Not next update, but soon after that, probably.
Robert is asking a question about the IGN Arashi. Any things you should know about? Maybe not. More information will follow in the future.
Where are we gonna go?
Can you show us his features? I hope I can activate them. Not quite sure whether the game will allow me to do that. If not, we'll blame the game.
Where are we going?
You know what? What do we have? The Gras as well. We have Monarch, Lenin, Gneisenau, Nagato, Ismail. The Ismail is in division with the Devonshire. You know what? I think we cannot really go into B, but I'll support A. You might actually want to go and help on C. We might actually have to split up because we're a lot of cruisers.
Okay, I'm going to follow you anyway because I want to share smoke with you. Sorry.
Okay. Can we get a permanent camo and special flag for Haida for Canada Day? Mike, that's a good idea. When is actually Canada Day? I'm sorry, I'm a scrub when it comes to dates, and I'm not from North America. So for me, Canada Day is whatever day it is during the year. If it's very close, then it's probably not likely that's going to happen this year, but maybe next year. Not a question, but a praise. Really like the new map and the changes to the interface. Find it very well arranged. Thank you very much, Cosmo Creator. Very happy. In general, like, we're not just happy about positive feedback. It's great to also hear positive feedback, obviously. But in general, like, please share your feedback, especially about the new map. Please go to the forum. So if you get a survey, post your feedback there. Also, feel free to do it on our social media channels or here in this chat. So we have a feeling of how you feel about this new map. I personally liked it a lot on the PT, but I only got to play like 4 matches or something like it on the map. So still need more experience on it.
When are we going to have animated crew members falling overboard and burning to death? Wow, that escalated quickly. Roscoe, look, there are many reasons, I think, why we don't want to do this.
One of them is age rating.
One of them is age rating, but also, you know, like, we're not want to be like an historical World War II death simulator. Like, I've read a few books now about World War II naval battles. They are grim and horrendous. If you want to realistically do them justice, half your ship will be covered in body parts at the end of the battle. I don't think that's something that we need in-game, and it won't add to the gameplay. I doubt we're going to do it.
Juno was asking how many days can I drop playing and still get the new commander. So you need 1,000 of the royal tokens. If you do the directives, you get all of them. You get the 550 tokens. Then for the daily missions, you get 20 each per day, up to 500. And you get through the daily shipments, I think, another 50. So you can see you get like 600 through daily shipments and directives, and then as many daily missions as you need to do. So 20 on top of that, and then you are definitely going to have them. And then you still have the chance to get additional ones if you, for example, have London or Albemarle or the Cheshire towards the end of the month. So I really need to be careful here. Nothing is spotting really, and I don't want the DD to pop up here. It feels like Icarus is over there, and probably that means the Mayhem is on sea. But you never know. This is a light cruiser in terms of, you know, especially when I show broadside. Yes. Oh, it's a Monarch. Leave me alone.
Monarch, sorry. There's no radar we have to worry about, right?
That hurt a bit. That's
What's our smoke firing range? Smoke firing range is pretty reasonable, right? We get to...
He's actually turning away from my torpedoes.
6.8, okay. Yeah, but torpedoes don't have range, right? 7 kilometers only.
Yeah, I was hoping for him to actually keep running this way, so I could do something about him. If I can get another fire, he's going to hurt a lot. He's actually turning back in, but he's not going to turn back in enough. I think for the range, they're going to run out right in front of him. Somebody else set him on fire. Yes, they just ran out. Nice, there's a fire. Yeah, that Nagato is simply Monarch is simply too pushy. He's the top tier ship, which is great. Like he should be pushy to a certain degree, but he's simply being too pushy. He has already like 3 fires, if not 4.
Ow! That was a very accurate blind shot there. Ow! There's another one. Rude.
Considered switching to AP, but he's so low.
Oh, the sorry is also hurting me plenty right now. Oh, also torpedoes?
Yes.
Oh god. Am I gonna die here? No, but close. I'm unsatisfied with the current state of affairs, Chris. I'm almost dead.
There he is. Oh, can you citadel him?
I'll tell you in 10 seconds when I've reloaded.
Oh, he might actually citadel me. No.
5,
oh, he's turning
4,
away, he's turning away,
3,
he's turning away.
2, 1.
Oh, I thought I had AP loaded. I was already looking forward to that nice little bunch of citadels.
Nah, he got 5 over penetrations.
So we have Hydra running. Now I switch to AP. Good job, Crysantos. Good job.
I do have it running now, yeah.
So we activated consumable expert, so we get an additional heal. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Fantastic.
Chatty
I could
asked
use
for it.
that. Look at all the blind shots I've taken.
Like, unfortunately, I cannot trade. See, this is going to be that heal. will you show Orkan today? Vasil, no, sorry, we don't have it yet. Would love to. Haven't touched that ship yet.
Looks like it's turning into a little bit of a steamroller.
Lovelace says the new map is very good, much better than, say, North. This one rewards movement. That's great to hear.
Wargaming staff getting mad at their own game mechanics of Overpen. I wasn't getting mad at the game mechanics. I know how the game mechanics work. I was getting angry at RNGs that decided that game mechanic was going to get applied. There's a big difference.
Gaming was asking, why did you guys decide to make Yashima a steel ship? Well, we think it's a good resource to get that ship for. And also, will she be able to one-shot a BB? Well, I mean, if an enemy battleship puts itself in a position where it can get one-shot, then this battleship will be able to potentially do that, depending on, obviously, angle, penetration, and also, like, all of these factors. I personally don't think that the 500, 10mm guns, right? They have a really high alpha, but you have less of them. And that means that, if you have a really good salvo, the amount of damage you can deal is obviously very high, but it doesn't really change a lot of things in terms of what you can overmatch compared to a Yamato. So it's going to be a cool ship, I think. But overall, I personally probably prefer, I haven't played it yet, but I'll probably prefer still the Yamato design with simply more guns.
I still can't wait to shoot it. Shoot people with it.
That's a nice gap in that salvo. Thank you, Nagato. Well, thank you, RNGesus. What is happening with Super Yamato? Well, she's still a bit away. Victory's in sight already? What? No, we just.
The enemy team decided that
they're all up there, and like with my range, I'm not going to be able to do much. And you also, but you're a bit further.
Yes,
away
but
than
like okay,
I'm just changing point of view.
Yes,
you might be able to shoot something compared to me.
I think right now is the point where we go mostly AFK until we re-engage the enemy.
Yes. Can I disable the possibility of receiving the Sirocco as a Twitch drop? You already have the chip, and you want to do. Okay. So Yamashiro. I understand where you're coming from, but it doesn't work like that. There's not a limited amount of Siroccos that go out. Given like legendary drops is still limited on 700 per EP. So Yamashiro, I have no idea who's claiming such things. Like there's a limit to this. It's only chance based, right? You watch, you have a chance of getting that chip. That's it. You cannot really take it away from somebody else. It's not really how it works. So there's no limit. Don't worry about it. If you get it, you get it. Have you changed something about the Yamato's accuracy? Since I think 2 updates, Yamato is way less accurate than before, you guess. AM 2085. I think it's more RNGesus not being happy with you right now, because we didn't change anything about Yamato. It's still as accurate or as inaccurate for you as it was before. It's probably just personal experience over, like, personal bad luck, I would probably call it. Is Yashima going to get even stronger gun sounds than the Yamato, if you understand what I mean? Like, I would hope so, but I don't think so. Do you know about this? Are we going to have different gun sounds for the Yamato? For the Yashima versus Yamato? We will have to check.
I think we checked on Super Test, and I think they were slightly different, but I'm not sure if they were final yet.
Shiva's asking, bringing Isolate, Mr. McCavity, or one of the streamers as a voice would be cool, but then we would also...
It's actually not a bad idea if we're going to record Swedish voice lines anyway.
Maybe, yeah.
Possible.
Drop me an Exeter, please. I have Graf Spee and I have my Battle of River Plate collection. We actually had Exeter in last month's Twitch drop as an epic drop.
Dragor Rocky is asking, any word on the premium Odin? Yes, we announced that we're going to make a nerf to HP because she was too strong in the first round of testing, and she's going to have another round of testing soon. We don't have her right now, so testing hasn't started yet.
There was a question about what is the record to break update just through 131 million credits at you. So Dreamstalker. So just to give you guys context about what are we talking about. So this morning when I opened my client, because you get compensation for the upgrades that were sold automatically with this update, the full credit compensation. And this morning I opened up my client and I ended up with an additional 144 million credits. So that's the record currently to break. So chat, please check your notifications, how much credits you got, if you got any, depending on whether you had upgrades to be sold or not. But that was a nice thing to wake up to this morning. When I opened my client, I saw like, wait a second, I'm currently sitting at 610 million. Yesterday I was at 400 something.
So, there's a question there. Why did some people start off with tokens? Nobody started off with tokens, Ruble. We have two different kind of tokens. These are the British tokens. These are the ones from the previous update. And now we have the Royal tokens, which is the one for this update. So if you have some of those, that's working as intended. If you have some of these, that would be weird.
Warisek is asking, any chance of ever getting unique camos, Arctic, Duke of York, Historical Hood, and something into the armory for credits, coal gold? There's a chance. I cannot make any promises yet, but it's actually something we talked about internally, whether this is something we can do without breaking anything in terms of, because some of these items were only available through special events, and whether it's okay to bring it back into the army or not. So we're discussing this internally, and maybe in the future.
Yep. So guys, please let us know what you would like us to play next.
Yes. So London, as you saw,
why is Fem leaving? What? Leaving where?
That's news to me, to be honest.
News to us.
So, like, if that's the case, we heard it first from you. So I hope it's not the case. Poltava has the wrong model of secondary rangefinder amidship. Can you send us that info and we can forward it to our devs? Because I'm not a historian about this. Besides 2 weeks compared to California, when can we get California? So California is still on her way to the game. I think we have a cool date to tie in with that, but I cannot tell you the date yet for California. But she's still coming. Please play any ARP or Dragon Miyoko clone. We can do that. Tier 7.
Miyoko clone? Absolutely.
I can play the Miyoko if you don't want to.
Little shout out, by the way, for those of you who don't know, because you don't speak German. There is a secret hidden mission in the current update, only this update, which will give you the blue steel flag from the Arpeggio collaboration for playing one game in any Arpeggio ship. So if you didn't get that flag in the first round, it came out back in 2016, and you want it, play one game in one of your Arpeggio ships, and you'll get it. And you're welcome.
Oh, she posted a resignation a few hours ago on Twitter. Well, that's sad to hear, but I'm sure she had her reasons. I saw a question here about the Benham. Will Benham be available again in the near future? So I don't think she will be available through regular means in any foreseeable future right now. She is sometimes part of, for example, Christmas crates. Whether she's going to be available through other means in the future, potentially. But currently, there's nothing planned that I could tell you. Play any tier 4 stock ship. It shows how to survive 3 host shows. So funny story about this. I actually played quite a bit of tier 4 on NA because I created a new account the other day. Or actually I started playing on NA for last week's stream. And yes, there are a lot of host shows around. I actually checked out the host shows I was playing against. And most of the host shows I was playing against were not guys who were trying to seal club, but actually players just interested in playing CVs and trying them out. And they also kind of struggled a lot with getting hits on me because I knew kind of how to dodge them. It can sometimes be, of course, frustrating as a DD, especially because you get spotted a lot if you don't know how to properly use, like turning off your A, or you meet a CV who actually really wants to get you and knows how to get you. It's still something we're looking into. We're aware of that there are a lot of CVs on that tier. But we also know that a lot of the guys who are in these CVs are not doing it to like annoy low tier players, but they're actually just trying to learn how to play CVs, and they like it. So it's a tricky topic. We're looking into it, and we'll see what we can do to improve that.
Okay, I found the Miyoko that I have actually got stuff on.
So, Chad, do you want me to play Miyoko too, or do you want me to play something like a German destroyer, like a
I'm going to use my Zao commander because,
Seaflood, you will have to poke MrConway because MrConway is our division leader today.
Yes, you have to be quick. There's one person in division now, one person in queue, and then we have some space.
No, Janice, I'm not saying you can dodge every attack. Come on, please don't twist my words. I said, like, in my experience, I was able to dodge a lot of the attacks because these players still are learning how to use CVs. I'm not saying you can dodge every single attack, no. But which is the same thing is true for pretty much any other armament. If the enemy player knows what he's doing, you will not be able to dodge just by skill any main armament salvo. I was asking chat, sorry. Triple Art Miyoko, please.
So, by the way, let me just repeat this one more time because Dolphin is asking again. If you own the French destroyer Guépard and you have the permanent French Navy camouflage for said ship, we have removed it in this update temporarily from your accounts because the presence of it caused your game client to crash when selecting the ship or applying the camouflage. We didn't think this was very fun, so we took away your camouflage, replaced it with the regular permanent camouflage, and as soon as the camouflage is fixed, we will add it back to your account, and you'll also get a Wargaming container as a sorry from us with a day of preview time. But the other camouflage gives the same bonus, so you're fine.
Okay, actually, I'm going to switch to Poltava because LMP is asking for it and we were talking about it, so I'm just going to show the Poltava. I don't mind playing her at all. I think she's a very strong ship, actually, and happy to play her.
There's a question there from, or like suggestion from Lady Jade, saying, can there be permanent version of consumable camos, even if they don't get bonuses for the visuals? This is something that's been requested quite often, and hopefully this is something we can think about doing eventually. It requires a bit of a tech overhaul in the background, but I think it would be a cool idea. Some of the consumable camouflages are very, very nice, and it would be cool to have them for just the visual aspect. I agree. So, Canada Day is July 1st. Canada Day is July 1st. Don't we have a special something for the hideout?
I think we had something, yes.
I think
can you open? Well, I can check on my hideout.
I've already got it open, don't worry. I've got this open.
No, not just for visuals. So in general, guys, we know that quite a few of you would like to have an improved camouflage system where you could also maybe untie bonuses from extra looks.
So we do have a Maple Leaf Canada camouflage for the hideout.
Let me double check. Let me check my hideout.
I don't know if I have it or if you have it, but it definitely exists, and I'm sure some people have it. Yeah, that one.
Yes. Oh, so sorry, guys.
It doesn't really get more Canadian than that camouflage.
Yes. So this is the Maple Leaf hider camouflage. I will have to unready here. So look, this is the camouflage. It's not really this is not the best port to actually show off.
No, the lighting. The Weebish port. Zarushima has amazing lighting. Yes.
Look, this is.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess if there's a way to obtain it, it'd probably be around Canada Day, yes.
Yes. Yeah, looks pretty awesome, to be honest. I'll keep it mounted.
And the Canadian flag for Haida, can you go back? Sorry, because I think we should know the flag. Yes. Yeah, so at the bottom you see there, right? You already have the choice. So for the ships in the Commonwealth tree, the Pan American, and the Pan Asian, and the European, you can switch to the national flag if you so choose, and it is also already there.
Yes. Okay, cool. Any submarine news? No submarine news, but I hope we have something in the foreseeable future.
Okay, ready up? Let's go.
And I'm ready.
Can you implement a real Canadian captain for the hideout who says sorry every time he kills someone? I like that idea. Still need the national flag of Canada as a separate selection. 14.4, what do you mean? Why would you need the national flag? Because the as far as I understand it, the ships would fly the ensign, right? Not the national flag.
Darth Michalek is asking, why do you have 2 daily chain 1 and 2 daily chain 2, each with different rewards? Because the first set that was live this morning didn't have the correct reward in terms of giving you royal tokens. So we just added a second set only for today, so you can get your royal tokens. So you basically just get more stuff for doing the same thing. I'm going to go left
Do you guys work together with NVIDIA now? Because World of Warships is still running on 9.0 on NVIDIA. Yes, we do have a cooperation with NVIDIA now, but I am unaware as to how the technical aspect works and how the update works. We can poke people after the stream, but yeah.
Captain Celine Dion singing "My Heart Will Go On When You Sink." The thing is that if that would happen in the battle, I would probably sink as well. Any news on Paolo, Emilio, and Slava? Not today. I'm sorry. No update yet.
People want to see your T-shirt. I think actually, I think it's time for model show.
Oh yes,
get
yes.
Up. This is a fantastic T-shirt.
The only problem is that we have a green screen right now, so the colors don't really get out. This is proper yellow. Can you actually disable the background for a second? Shit! You need to disable.
I can. Right? Yes, I can. Yes, there we go. This is the actual color, right? So this is yellow submarine with Captain Bad Advice and the fishy, right? So this was our Gamescom T-shirt, the Gamescom 2019 stage T-shirt that we threw into the crowd for the crowds. Yes, it's one of our rare ones.
And actually my favorite T-shirt by now from World of Warships.
It's just one of our rarer ones. We only did 1,000
We
of them.
actually could do a giveaway for one of these because I think we still have 2 or 3 left over. Over there.
Maybe two lying over
there.
I
need to figure out the sizes and maybe we can.
But if we give them to chat, it means I can't steal them for my own personal use.
Yes, I think that's the idea. Oh, it's Durin. The dwarves are upon us. You need one in XL. Yeah, I think we actually have one in XL. Actually, let me turn.
Could you implement the Japanese commanders to speak English with a Japanese accent? Why?
I guess for the lols.
I mean, the thing is, right, that some of the words just don't exist in Japanese, so they actually already, some of the words, if you have a Japanese commander, there'll be just an English word with like a really speedo busto or something.
I don't want the C-nob to touch me.
But I don't think that would be very good.
That's
Japanese captains speak Japanese.
Could have been much worse. Like why? Where is everybody going? Are we not contesting caps here? We only have one DD. Okay, now our DD's on the other side. Okay.
I'm a Miyoko. I don't contest caps. I stay at range. I kite. I burn.
So the gear is there. What do you have to do for that flag with ARP? I missed it. I was in the kitchen but heard the part. Rockbound. So Rockbound, all you have to do to get the ARP flag is to play with the ARP ships, and I think it's win
one
a battle.
game. No. Just play one game in any game mode in an arpeggio ship, and we'll give it to you. The reason, by the way, this mission exists is because some of you contacted us on the forums and said, "Oh, I missed this flag. Can we have it?" And so we checked, actually reached out to the, I guess, Ars Nova, the people who own Arpeggio, got permission for you guys, and implemented this so that you also can have this mission.
Gaming Blue is asking on which server are we on. So we do have accounts on NA, but we're playing on EU today.
Although we're definitely going to do another NA stream.
Yes.
If only for the fact that we had a lot of fun and we're actually still actively playing our NA accounts, and probably will continue to do so for a while. Because it's nice
I have to admit that I played like 90% of my battles on NA in the last week because I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was like cool, like people being nice in chat, and overall really cool experience. It's also refreshing gameplay because me personally, I really like mid-tier gameplay because it's sometimes a bit chaotic in a good way, because people don't play on max range and so on. They still have to come in, fight with you, and it's just fun. For me, it was fun. Definitely do this again. Ab Yamato when? Well, if we have like another collaboration with Arpeggio, and we find a way to do this. So potentially, not right now.
I'm gonna try and no, I'm not gonna try. Do or do not. There's no try. I'm gonna kill this Xenon. If he doesn't naturally, he's dead.
I'll try to get the Balti. And if you're looking for us on the NA server, my nickname is not Crysantos, it's Crysantos, because you guys renamed me last week, and I didn't even notice on stream. because I didn't relog, and MrConway changed it in the background.
Sometimes we abuse our power, but only in
Jackaroonie, maybe in the future. Not right now. We checked. I don't think it's going to happen right now. Maybe in the future. What is my favorite battleship? So my favorite battleship is still
Xeno.
Well, currently I play the Xeno a lot, yeah. But actually my favorite battleship is like on top tiers. It's still the Montana, because I just love that ship. On the lower tiers, it would be the Scharnhorst. But lower tiers.
The great thing is about the Montana, it just removes cruisers.
What about your favorite battleship?
What
Mr.
about
Conway?
what?
What is your favorite battleship?
My favorite battleship? It's a difficult one, to be honest. Like, I have to say, but no, actually, I think I prefer playing, out of all of the battleships, Yamato.
Just because of the
a
gun
classic.
sound, or because you just
the ability to just take a position, just say, this is now my position. If you want to be anywhere close to me, I will hurt you. It's just, I don't know. I like the way it works as a set piece in game, and I like the ability to punish people who think they can just, like oh, I'm just gonna point my nose at you. It's like, no, you're not.
So Red actually rated us. Thank you very much for the raid. Did you not activate the rating part?
I did.
Okay, just confused because
We
it
even
didn't work.
checked it before the stream. It's even there. It's on.
Okay,
I
didn't
don't
see-
know what happened. How many people did he raid us with?
46. That should be enough to trigger it.
Yes. You know what we can do?
Double check, yes.
And test. Look.
Okay.
It
Maybe
works.
we simply just missed it. So
Did you see this crazy person laughing with Sir Rad's raid, and were we just not paying attention?
potentially. That sounds like us, yes.
Chat, let us know.
So there is
We saw it. Okay, yes, we saw
Okay,
it.
okay.
Fine.
Then I just didn't pay attention. Sorry, guys. Usually I keep an eye on this, so I thought I would see.
So we are down on caps, but up in points. But I think it's time to slowly start capping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 35,000 damage and have taken 0 hits so far.
Well, I'm sitting at 21k damage. I might get a kill here. Yes.
Nice work.
I'm sitting at 25k. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So there's a very long question from Killer Squirrel. Sorry, that took a while to type out. The RCN sailed under the same white ensign as the Royal Navy until 1965. From 1965 until 2013, they flew the red, white, and maple leaf, the Canadian national flag. Okay. So there's a lot of different things depending on which period we're talking about for the Royal Canadian Navy.
Big Nemesis 2020 is asking, is there going to be a fix for co-op? Since adding the extra ship, most matches last 4 minutes or less. So I had a lot of people requesting and talking about this on the forums. So I actually went and had a look into it. And I'm not denying that your experience may vary, but on average, the games in co-op take longer now with the extra ship than they did before. Looking at the average time of co-op battles, it's just not the case. I'm not saying that co-op is perfect and that we should maybe make some changes there anyway, to the points to remove some of that frustration. But games definitely are not lasting short on average. Even there may be outliers. Interestingly, what did affect battle time on average quite a lot was December and snowflake activities, because so many people came to co-op and so many good people came to co-op that I think bots just got nuked. So there was a marked difference in the battle time there, but not after that.
Stop it, CV.
I've got fighters up and defensive AA running.
Good. You just gotta be careful because that Mutsu is moving around and trying to get into our broadsides. By the way.
Leon has beached.
Okay. So this is what we're looking out for. He's actually angling away properly. I'll have to deal with that Xenop in a second.
Okay.
He's burning down.
I think I have
is
the
he?
Leon on this server.
Okay, I'll wait for you. Okay.
Yeah, he's burning out anyway, yeah.
Okay. So the CNOP is coming around the corner any second, and then we'll basically, like, I rather go for C than anything else, yeah.
I'm shooting him through the gap because I'm nasty.
Oh, I actually overpinned here.
Oh,
mine. The CNOP is a great ship, but if you don't know how vulnerable it is on the broadside, especially on close range, then you can get surprised quite a bit. I had that when I was playing, what was it, the ranked season on tier 7. I was playing against a CNOP that was playing around an island. I was in the Nelson. I actually managed to get around to his broadside on 4 kilometers and got a devastating strike, nuking his entire HP pool, and he called me a cheater. Know your ship.
Oh, was the Poltava a real ship or is it a paper ship? I honestly don't know. The Crysantos and me are not the historical ship experts. We have other people who are very good at that. I have no clue. But I'm sure a quick Google, or actually just ask chat, and they'll tell you the exact project number that it was designed under, when it was built, and why it's a terrible idea for the game.
Durin, don't run away from my love. Or MrConway's love.
Don't want to what?
Durin, he's turning away from my love here. It's like chat knows what I'm talking about.
Durin?
Oh, well, the CV is taking care of him.
I looped my shells over that island and touched him a little bit, though. But I've only done 55,000 damage. I'm really not very satisfied.
Oh, he's still alive?
Yeah, but I'm faster than you, which means I'm going to get a shot at him quicker. But also...
You go ahead, you get your kill.
I missed. You can take the shot. Sorry. The robot got him.
Somebody else did, yes. Squinoogle, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe in the future.
Will we add Swedish language and voices on the Penny U line? I'm not entirely sure right now. Do you know, Chris, off the top of your head?
Not entirely sure right now, yes. We would need to double check.
Just played ARP and no secret mission. Did I miss something? Well, HMS Pickle Rick, if you already have the blue steel flag, then literally nothing will happen. If you don't have the blue steel flag, you will now have the blue steel flag. Just check your exterior tab.
Would love for our CV to spot him, and he spotted. Nice. Let's see, is that enough lead? Oh, he's slower than that.
Is he? Oh,
it's like on a quarter speed or something. No luck. Okay, let's turn left here. Oh, dear. Such a shitty position to shoot him. I hate myself now. That means that MrConway will be able to farm him. Will the free look bug ever be fixed? Like I'm.
Oh, what was that, Fully? Wow, he's no longer going half speed.
Which one are you talking about specifically? Because I'm sorry, I'm blanking out on which one you were referring to. Like free look? Free look? Why got Flamu banned? Well, he got chat banned because he was saying things in chat you shouldn't have said. That's pretty much the very straightforward reason for it. And when it comes to that, we hold our CCs just as accountable as any of you. So, like, everybody has to follow the chat rules. That's the same rule for everybody.
I think it's gonna be your kill, right? No.
So let's see whether I can get him. Nope. No luck. Nicely done, MrConway. Good game. Can we have Sabaton voiceover for the Swedish DDs? And Joachim Broden is a special Swedish captain. I would love to, man. I would love to. Maybe in the future, not right now. What did he say, though? That's something you have to ask himself. I'm not going to release any chat logs from other players, also not our CCs. Look, in general, guys, if you misbehave in chat and there's something that is caught by us or our system, then we will chat ban you. It's the same rule for everybody, and that's just the end of the story. If you want to If you want to ask him, maybe he will tell you, maybe he will not. It's not something super crazy, guys. It's just that in general, people need to follow our game rules and our chat rules, and that's it. Nothing like super bad going on here.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the gaming study. Who would like to pick a ship next? Tell us, chat, what you want us to play.
Exactly. Give me Exeter. I don't know. Give me a car. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. No, sorry, we don't have an Exeter. But what we have currently in the current Twitch shops as the Epic Twitch shop is the Sirocco.
When will Alaska Black and Grafspee Black get their own models? What? They're the same ship, just black. Why would it have a different model?
I don't understand the question either. What is mostly the reason a ship will be added to the game? We'd like to see the battlecruiser Holland with Graf Spee guns and the cruiser De Ruyter. Play the Yoshino. De Ruyter, I completely understand. Actually, was at the museum. So the thing is, what are the main reasons to add ships? Well, first of all, we want to have diversity in the game, right? And interesting trees. We try to add as many historical ships as we can. We also want to have a good selection of national trade, so like a lot of things to pick from, and then it also depends on, for example, how much access we have to archives and the kind of things we're looking to implement into the game right now. Mr. Conway, are you okay?
I just some of the questions. Like here, one Axel Zero is asking, since Fem resigned, can I have a job? I've been around since Alpha Test. That sounds like a fantastic qualification, dude. Absolutely, you're hired. Please report to duty on Monday.
No, guys, if you look in general, if you're interested in working at wargaming in whatever capacity, we have a website for that. It's wargaming.
Yes.
It's Mr. Conway.
We're gonna actually look because we have a rich history of recruiting from the community, which is fantastic because means we get people that know the game. So we have this website, wargaming.net, which. Wargaming.com is the corporate site.
Net gets you to the games.
The company's called wargaming.net, but the website is wargaming.com. The wargaming.net website is the one for the games. Okay. It's complicated. Anyway, there's a button on the left here where you can click to go careers, and then you can look at what kind of things we're looking for, and you can also look at where. So have a look. We are continuously looking for cool people to join us.
Exactly. That's like 300 job openings all over Wargaming. Yes, we're a very big company. We are developing a lot of games, so there are a lot of interesting positions. So if you, honestly, if you're interested in working in the gaming industry, take a look at our vacancies. If you have any questions, for example, any role that is related to Prague or to World of Warships, you can also contact us and maybe we can provide you with some insights. But overall, you go take a shot. It's the gaming industry. It's a cool one. It's a very interesting field to work in.
Mr. Papa Shmur. Moin. Fun. Do you know Nico?
Doesn't ring a bell.
No. Anyway, nice to see you, dude.
Please, I see from Lee Benson question, please add in a number after the ship's captain's name. Need 3 types of commanders and get confused with all of my 19 points when moving them around on my ships. So, yeah, look, I understand the feeling of, having your commanders, but since they're usually specialized, that's what gives it away on what ships you should move them around.
Since we're at Tier 7 anyway, since nobody seems to be too bothered about telling us something, so let's just stay at Tier 7. I'll play a game with the Shardhost. Somebody said Shardhost. We'll just blame it on that.
Okay, chat. What do you want to play me to play on Tier 7? Watching Squinoogle, I already said that. Let's have something from the tech tree. Sure, we can play something from the tech tree. I don't mind. Can you guys do... So, Ave is asking, can you guys please do something to the matchmaking? Recently got up tier 2 tiers, like 90% of the games. Tier 7, tier 8, that is. So, if you play this game, let's say, at least halfway often, the matchmaker currently already has a rule. It's like a calibration phase. I think it's 20 battles initially on that tier, where you basically have a calibration phase, and after that calibration phase, you will only face up to 40% of being up-tiered. That means 80% you being up-tiered is simply, or 90% is simply not possible because it caps at that level, and then it would only distribute you into games where you're either on the same tier as your enemies or you face lower tier enemies. So it's a good distribution, basically 40% max being up-tiered, 60% of the time you're going to fight either on your own tier or against lower tiers. Take a look at it. It works that way. So, Sinop, okay guys, I can do that. I read it. I'm playing it like the thing is that I never got to play Sinop.
Okay, can you talk and select the ship at the same time though? Please,
maybe. So the thing is like I never got to play Sinop because I got the Vladivostok from from early access. Just give me like I need to put a commander on it and so on. It's not that easy. Stop, like chill out, dude.
You know you could have taken the one that just was. Okay, it's fine.
But because he's spec'd for this ship. So yes, can you please push the button, man? We're waiting all for you. So what I wanted to say is that I had the Vladivostok in early access, and usually I try to play also the mid-tier ships, but it's sometimes it's just hard to say no to like I'm already on tier 8. I can just go to tier 9 and tier 10. So what I did is for the research bureau, I reset the line. But then I needed to speed up because I really wanted to get the Ohio's actually free XP it again instead of playing it. And now I created an NA account. And on the NA account, I decided, okay, you know what? I didn't get to play the tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, tier 6, tier 7. And I definitely want to play these ships because I haven't been able to play them. And the Sinop is a brawler. It's like a ship that ignores the enemy team, just does what it does, right? And it's really fun to play. I do agree that I think it's a very strong ship, too strong. There was already one nerf now applied to its Sigma. I think we might have to do more. We'll have to see. We're going step by step now. But it's definitely a very strong ship, a force to be reckoned with.
To answer your question on Steam there, Zero, the update 0.9.3 and small incident bombard removal is in 2 months. Approximately. The Whiskey Fox says, not sure if you answered my question because I had to step away, but will there be more rewards via Twitch Prime since I get so many rewards for World of Tanks? There may very well be more collaborations with Amazon going forward, but right now I don't know of any that are immediately planned. It's something we may do again, we may not. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Gneisenau says, don't forget to enable naval battles tomorrow. Yes, like I'm enabling it all the time.
Forget.
MrConway always forgets.
I never bloody contribute a single star because I always forget.
Brainbuster is a multinational company. Has wargaming been any form with, I guess, affected by the recent outbreak of the coronavirus? Not to my knowledge, and I hope that obviously this virus will be dealt with as swiftly as possible, and the outbreak is contained as much as possible. I feel bad for anybody who is affected by this. It's crazy.
Yes. The only person in our team so far who's been affected is our Czech community manager, who has a holiday to Vietnam planned with a stopover in Beijing and had to buy new flights.
He just sold me on unlocking Sinop next. Well, it's definitely a strong ship. It's like you will see it. Would it be possible to permanently assign a commander to a premium ship like you can do with the tree ship? Well, I mean, technically you can, but you shouldn't. Because within premium ships, you can move the commander around freely as much as you want to. But if you put it on the premium ship, you cannot move it. Like, you will have to pay the balloons again to reassign it. So my suggestion to you is rather pick a ship that is very close to the gameplay of the premium ship you're looking for with this commander, assign it to that ship, and then you can always move it back to the premium ship. So there's no benefit from assigning it to the premium ship at all. Rather assign it to the tech tree ship. Save yourself some doubloons. CV Food. Patches should be every 2 months instead of 1, since every single patch breaks the game somehow with bugs. Not really. There's not really game-breaking stuff going on. For example, this time, yes, we had the issue with the operations. Otherwise, for example, last update was super smooth as far as I remember and had no issues at all. The thing is that we like the current approach that we have because it gives us the option to also be fast with adjusting things when it comes to balance, content, and these things. Oh, there's the Kagero. So we actually like this. We're not happy when big bugs happen, and we're doing our very best to change that. We actually changed our schedule from 3 to 4 weeks to be able to get rid of most of the bugs as we can. Sometimes, for example, I'm pretty sure that the issue we have right now with the, for example, with the Gepard camouflage would have not really been caught if the time between updates would be different. It would just be more content would be delivered in that update. So, I guess it's a bit of a philosophical thing of how to do this.
Are we entering the Thunderdome? I'm guessing yes.
Wookiee Legend. I mean, if you truly believe that it's not the case for you, maybe we can look into it for you. But like that's the way the matchmaker works, and I, from my personal experience, that is the case. Like the amount of battles I get, or the kind of battles I get, are working like that. Can I maybe blab that? Sorry, no, he's turning away. Oof! Can somebody else touch him?
Shells out.
There's the Devonshire. Oh, there's a Bayern who wants to brawl. Interesting. Okay, nice.
Why are you stopping?
Why am I? Are you pushing me?
Yes.
Well, I wanted to see what I'm getting into first before pushing in.
Okay. Well, sorry, but we're going in.
Oh, look at that dispersion. Boop. Are you?
Not anymore. Look, I just like you. You know that, right?
It's okay. As long as you don't torque me, it's fine.
But honestly, let's just rush them.
I'm a
destroyer. I need to get into torpedo range.
Yeah, you need to get into torpedo range. That's true. This is like a great combination to play Sinop and Scharnhorst. It's 12k. We need to be careful. The Gneisenau might have put torpedoes into the water.
Yeah, but he's still 8 kilometers away from me. Like.
Yeah, but we're driving into that range. Just saying.
That's true. La Galicionière is in range for some serious spanking, please.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm probably going to overmatch him. You're the better cruiser hunter than I am on that range.
I think we should still try because.
Yeah. I see.
No need. It's fine. I don't know why I was prematurely raising alarm. But he definitely put torpedoes in the water. And Gneisenau definitely just launched a second set because it's just Gneisenau things. Nice. Can you finish the buy-in, please? I'll angle against the rest.
Yeah, I will do it the next servo.
Galicinia launched widespread, guys. Most of times widespread is not the choice to make.
Okay, I should get the buy-in with the next servo if nobody else does. Okay, you should be dead. Yup.
Also, Scharnhorst kills cruisers. If you're a cruiser, Scharnhorst is not the ship you want to be close to. And for those of you who like playing Scharnhorst, if you look at the way I'm angling here, Scharnhorst has very, very strong side armor. So you actually want to angle a little bit more than on some other ships, because you want to encourage people to shoot your broadside and think like, oh, look, he's being a noob, he's showing broadside, and they'll just bounce. You have to be a bit careful because it's a bit of it's a fine line to walk between showing a broadside and eating citadels. Well, not citadels, it's a German ship, but eating damage. So if you're shooting a Scharnhorst, superstructure, if he's angled properly, is the way to go.
Where are the new free XP and resource ships? Well, Shuttlesworth, they're on their way, but we don't have any release date yet for you. Be cool, please don't.
Oh no! Well, I didn't think he would have reloaded yet.
Oh, that's funny to see.
Yeah, I just didn't think he would have reloaded yet. It's unusual, but okay, it's fine.
So yeah, please don't do caps lock. I'm not sure whether these flags, for example, are gonna be released separately.
Says stop shooting at me.
So we'll have to see. Currently, I don't have any info on that.
Oof.
I hope the battle is not over yet. When we kill that Nagato. And we will kill that yet Nagato.
Musashi doesn't care about Scharnhorst armor. This is true.
Yeah, but I mean,
doesn't care about any armor. Musashi.
Okay, I need some of our teammates to die because, like, we're not done yet with this battle. There's also somewhere in front of us is a cargo.
How does the cargo not hold the completely empty B cap? There's no.
They have 8 points, man. This is.
There's no ship on our team anywhere close. How have you not been taking caps? What are you doing?
Well, the Kagero had the cap earlier.
Yes.
But they lost it. I'm not sure what the Kagero's at. Maybe he's hunting you. Are you spotted? No.
No,
so he must
definitely
be,
not.
So he
He's
must be hunting
definitely
the
not on
Dunkirk.
this side of the.
Like, I'm spotted from the moon. If you take a look at my ship, right? So my build with this ship is I don't care about anything in terms of like being spotted because I have really good armor. So 14.6 kilometers. I rather focus on survivability, but I have no idea where that.
These types of games where one team gets completely steamrolled are very boring. MKATX5. I tend to agree, but they're not the rule, and you get the games going the other way as well.
Yeah. What has happened to the USS California? Well, it's still on its way, and it's waiting for its release. Hello, Black Marvin. Are you running the new modifications and equipment? I might have actually forgot to mount it on this one. I haven't really tried a tier 10 yet. With any of the new modifications, because I'm considering maybe going for something like a ship consumable upgrade, for example, on Kremlin or on Yamato. Might be interesting.
Please, can they sink one of our ships?
How long do we need for Odin and Mines? I'm sorry, the answer for that is until we can announce them and until they're released. I would love to tell you, but I can't.
Yeah, they're due for another. At least Odin is due for some more testing anyway.
So, like Platinum and Doc, I say, my experience of late is that we're seeing more of these one-sided battles than we're seeing close matches. Not really my experience, but obviously these things they stick in your mind, right? In terms of like, oh, this was a really one-sided battle. I personally also like it when it's closer, the battle. Then again, for example, last week I had a battle where it was really one-sided. I was playing the Hindenburg, and I was able to, like myself, I was actually able to claw back the game almost to a point where we could win it. And I also like these kind of battles. That's me personally. I like to sometimes also have like a very big challenge in the game where you're on the other side of that team, right? And that's when you get like the really, really good games of like a lot of damage, a lot of kills and so on, because the enemy is kind of chasing you and you actually get to kill a lot of them. So it's twofold, but yeah, it's sometimes hard.
Let's do one at tier 10 to round off the evening.
Yeah.
Nobody messaged us, so Vasil can have another go, and then it's time for us to leave.
So Phil has a question about how did we get this big amount of credits? It's because if you read our portal article about the update, the upgrades that were removed and the ones that were in your inventory were actually sold for 100% of the price. So that's where you get the credits from. Yeah,
Taraxul is asking, will we get an extra battlecruiser tech tree? I think going forward, there will definitely be some battlecruiser tech trees at some point. Probably not as a separate class, though. They'll either be battleships or cruisers. What were you asking?
We have somebody in queue who's asking, will you be my Valentine? But I think we already have somebody queued up, right?
Okay. So Vasil, I'm sorry. Then I have to say, like, so some other people messaged me then now. Sorry.
Okay. Play
More
Conqueror,
Inferno.
please? I can play Conqueror. Okay.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry. Can the CCs show us the new test chips today or in a few days? Asks MeDoc77. The ones that are currently in the client.
I can answer this.
Huh?
I can answer this. So
you know?
Yes, I know.
I
so
forgot.
look, the problem we had with releasing the test chips to CCs on the very day when the update comes out is that everybody focuses only on the new ships, and nobody's really, like, for example, look at all of the questions you have about what happened today with the update, right? And what we want to have is that, like, also our CCs focus on the current update, what's currently happening in the game, to help you guys to also interact with the content we just added to the game, not just things that are upcoming in the future. So this is why they will get the test chips early next week to be able to show it to you after the first days of the update are over. So we're kind of like trying to split to spread it out a bit, because in the beginning of the update, it's basically update is out and new test chips are out, and everybody's focusing on the test chips and not on the actual stuff. And then towards the end of the update, the attention goes a bit down. So we rather spread it out a bit. So not right now, but early next week. So let me check the upgrades. So look, and this is in general like the interesting part here. So what can I pick here for my ship? So because for the concealment, I wouldn't want to drop for this ship. I wouldn't want to drop the concealment, because I like my Conqueror being very sneaky. You can see 13.7 kilometers, but the ship consumable modification might be interesting on something that is not very sneaky anyway, for example, the upgrade for consumables for Yamato or Kremlin, for example. So I'm going to stick with consumer.
So, there was a question. This is Decode said drops, please, dude. As long as you have your Twitch account, your Wargaming account linked, you are getting drops, just like everybody else. Like we can't push a button to make it happen. Tons of Dennis says, why did you buff the AA on battleships and cruisers without patch notes? We did not. Tons of Dennis. But I believe we did change a little bit about how the initial number, this. If you go to AA defense, this number is calculated, so that may have changed, but we did not change any AA values.
We changed the UI.
Yes.
Are the operation disabled again for the same reason Cherry Blossom was? No, the disabled. So look, the operations that we had to disable last night until lunchtime today, operations, they were bugged. They basically crashed the client, so we had to disable all of them. We brought back 3 of them. Which is Killer Whale, Aegis, and Defense of Newport. And Raptor still is out, and Narai still is out because we have to fix these, and that will take a bit longer. But it's not the same reason as for Cherry Blossom, for example. And Raptor Rescue is going to come back most likely with the next update. Narai will come back a bit later, as far as I know. As soon as we have an exact date, we'll let you know. But at least the Raptor Rescue is scheduled to be back with the next update. Any plans to restrict matchmaking to maximum 1 CV per side? So this is already the case for tier 10 and I think also most tier 8 battles, at least for the first 3 minutes of when the matchmaker is trying to build the match. After that, because then apparently there's a problem with finding matches for the CVs, there might be 2 per side. For lower tiers, that rule is not as strict. I think for mid tiers, it's 2 CVs, unless there's also they're too long in the queue. We're looking into how we can improve the matchmaker rules for that, but it also depends a bit on the population of CVs and so on. So yeah, we're looking into it.
Camden Knight is asking, he's a Twitch Prime member and he still doesn't have the Twitch Prime port. Unfortunately, the Twitch Prime port was part of a limited time cooperation between us and Twitch, which means that we cannot currently give it to anyone anymore. So if you got it back then, you have it. Otherwise, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. It may be back in the future at some point, but nothing we can promise.
Yeah. Brainbuster is asking, do you think you all might eventually enable a feature to directional lock bow and aft group turrets on ships separately? Not in the foreseeable future. I know where you're coming from and why you think it's a cool idea, but I think I said this already 2 or 3 weeks ago, it might also be very confusing for players. So right now we don't really see a way of how we can do that. And this being easy to use. So maybe something for the future, but at least right now it's not planned to have that.
Smolensk?
Oh, yeah. Can't shoot him right now. You have the Prime port but cannot access it. That's a case for a ticket. Unless you use the mod to get to it, right? So that's then not an actual issue. When the submarines, we're still testing right now, so we're still in that phase. As soon as we can get you them, we'll tell you. But currently still being tested. So the Shimakaz is coming in here.
Damn it! Are those torpedoes definitely probably have range, right? Who are they from?
The Shimmer's right behind the island, unfortunately.
Do we know whose torpedoes those are? Are they going to hit me?
No. They might have the range. What else is there? I mean, they're double Shimmers, so... Otherwise, there was Venezia, so... they ran out right next to
I don't know, it was a small torpedo for sure. Oh, Des Moines.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I wasn't ready for him.
No, me neither. Okay. Can you guys look into adding a shopping cart to the premium shop, please? Because my credit card gets turned off by my bank every time I make a purchase from the Wargaming store. I'm Vital. It's a good idea. We can look into it, but that would be probably something because that will take time to develop. I can forward it and see whether we can do anything like this. Lee Benson is asking, what's the plan to have CVs finish every game? They are the last ships on the fight 99% of the time. That sucks. Well, I mean, it's obviously part of their design that, because they interact in the battle in a different way than most other ships, because their armament is not attached to them itself, right? So they will always be pretty much more in safety than most other ships, unless, I don't know, your team spends quite a bit of effort to spot and take him out early on. So, yes, kind of that was the plan. I mean, that's by design to a certain degree. Yeah, so the answer is yes. We're going to get depth charges for sub hunting? Yes, you will.
Did I just beach? What the bloody hell is happening here?
So both of the shimmers are over there. Okay. Wow, you found a nice beach there, MrConway.
It's really beautiful, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I got a double fire on the Yamato. What is your plan about Moskva? What get the owners? So if you are a Moskva owner, it's not all confirmed yet, right? But if you're a Moskva owner, you will get you will keep the Moskva. If you have the perma camouflage, you will keep the perma camouflage, and you will be able to use it like any other special ship. When it comes to anything else, in terms of is there anything else we are going to offer to owners? It's not decided yet. As soon as I have more info, I will let you know. What is that Venezia doing?
Hey, I re-beached. God damn it.
Is that your beach and your beach alone?
Look, it's really beaching Yamato, unbeaching Yamato is potentially sometimes a bit tricky because it's very big.
What's happening to the Moskva? Well, last week we announced the tech tree that is going to be released after the European DDs is going to be Soviet cruisers. So a Soviet cruiser line split, and Moscow is going to be moved out of there, out of the current tree, to have more of like a light tree, a logical progression. And after that, the Moskva will become a cold ship. So if you already own the Moskva, you will keep her, and she will become a special ship. Don't you? No, Venezia. How dare you move forward now? So do we get the perma camo for the replacement? Vorados, I don't know yet. But you also have to keep in mind that, you're going to keep that ship as is. So I'm not sure how much sense it makes for you to get the ship for the perma camo for the new one. But we'll have to see. As soon as we have infos on that, we'll let you know. Our main intent with announcing this already was to give you guys a heads up with the stuff we currently have planned, so you have an idea of what's coming after EUDDs. Does HMS London have the acceleration? No, I think we confirmed earlier by playing it today that it doesn't have the improved acceleration. Come on, enemy cruisers, interact with me.
There's the Shimakane. Shimakane. Please.
Shimakane?
Please to shoot the Shimakane. Wow. I killed Kurfürst. With the Citadel. You know why?
No?
Because I can. Because I am Yamato. I also touched that Goliath inappropriately.
Do we have to regrind the replacement ship for the Moscow? That's not decided yet, but I mean, we'll have to see, but I would guess yes.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, it's going to be a different ship from different gameplay. It's going to be a new ship, and you're going to be keeping the old ship, so.
Yes. DSL, please shoot.
Goliath, you really are too close to me. For your own good.
Okay.
I wish they would take some bloody caps, these enemy teams, today. Like, what the hell? The game is going to be over again because they didn't... Not that difficult. Big circle. Drive into it.
The enemy cell wants to cap. So he's not even considering shooting me.
Just let him.
But I want to shoot him.
But I want to shoot enemy ships.
Exactly.
Just let him. Exactly. Let him cap and then kill him.
Oh, there's a Grozboy.
I didn't say you shouldn't kill him.
Mine.
Am I not going to get to shoot anything anymore?
Oh, I hope that Conqueror does not have AP loaded right now.
I think Conqueror is stationary.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at this, I don't want him to touch my broadside right now because it was not very well angled. Oof. Hello. Hello, Shima. Please leave me alone.
Whoa, that was a glorious citadel looped over the nick of the island. Like half the salvo actually didn't even make it over. And still...
I have a problem. I have a Shima right in front of me.
Good. You could do it dying so that we can extend the game time a bit more.
Other people were supposed to, you know, do that. Not me. Not me. That was not part of the plan. Okay, I'll take that excuse to load AG.
You're a conqueror. You don't need an excuse to load AG.
So Shima, can I get that salvo off? Can I at least take you with me before I die? Ha! I can print a new ship.
Come on, I believe
Mine.
in this salvo. I believe in this. No!
Mine.
God damn it! I
Mine.
was believing in this salvo.
Mine.
So how much damage did you do?
Citron. Citron is asking, so the ones who already have the Moscow will keep it, and the new line will have to be regrinded. So look, there's going to be... do you still have the image from last week? Do we still have it?
Which one?
Russian cruiser presentation. I think it's this button. So look, this is what's going to happen. It's very straightforward. So we are going to have the old line that you have right now, right? Up until the shores. Then you have the Chapayev, you will have the Donskoy, and there will be a new tier 10 that will replace the Moskva. So the Alexander Nevsky is going to be 180 millimeter more of a light cruiser compared to the Moskva. The Moskva will then move away, become a coal ship in the armory. You will still keep it if you have it. Same thing is true for the Kirov. We're not sure what's going to happen with the replacement ships yet. That still has to be confirmed. But since you keep the Moskva, I think it's unlikely that you're going to get Alexander Nevsky or a perma camo for Alexander Nevsky, but please wait a bit until we get confirmation. And then you see from the shores of there's a new branch of heavier cruisers, so Tallinn, Riga, and Petropavlovsk. So Petropavlovsk and Riga will also feature 220 millimeter guns. All of this information you can find on the development blog with also images of the ships and so on. And please stay tuned for more information on this. This is still very, very early. They're we're currently starting testing, right? So there's still a lot of things that will change about this. When is this change happening? This change is happening probably after the European destroyer release. So that's the next line that's coming after British heavy cruisers, and then we'll move on to the Soviet heavy cruisers.
Yes. By the way, guys, and this is the reason Yamato is my favorite battleship. It is.
Glorious ship.
It is the manliest of all ships, soon to be replaced in that role by Yashima, but it's probably still going to be my favorite because more guns equals more manliness or something like that. But it's consistent. If you have the legendary module for it, it's amazingly consistent, and it just does a great job.
Sorry, I have to interfere. So Ethereal, it's not like this. Please don't spread this because that is not confirmed. Also, why would you get the new tier 10 cruiser Petropavlovsk if you have the Moscow right now? That's not. It's unrealistic, I would say. So yeah, I got a good amount of stuff here, and especially I wanted to grind Commander XP. So I put on a camouflage that will give me 250%, and I got a 16k Commander XP out of it. Elite Commander XP. So, and look, guys, don't believe everything that people say on the internet. Same thing is true when it comes
Except for us, we tell the truth.
Yeah, I mean, look, if the Russian player base, we are not introducing Soviet cruisers, heavy cruisers, to increase the Russian player base. No, that's not the case.
Yes, it may come as a surprise to you, but even on the Russian cluster, people play other ships from other nations as well.
And something you just have to keep in mind, if you take a look at the last lines that have been released. So right now we're so the next line that basically what's coming before the Soviet cruisers is European DDs. What we're having right now is British heavy cruisers. What we had before that is Italian cruisers. What we had before that is French DDs. And before that, we had Soviet battleships. Did we release all of these European ships because the European server was dying? No, it is not the case.
Does the fact that we released Italian ships suddenly mean that all of the battles are filled with people who just go, no?
Exactly. Do we suddenly have half of Italy playing? That's not the case, guys. Please, I understand that you would like to also see other nations, and that, yes, the Soviet Navy in our game has a very big representation. Has several reasons. One of them obviously being our team that is developing the game is sitting in St. Petersburg. They have very easy access to the archives. They're also very passionate about this game. They love warships, right? We're always trying to keep a good balance in terms of what you have in the game. That's true for the Japanese Navy, American Navy, and so on. So please, while I understand that what you guys want to get, especially you guys from NA and EU and so on, we're trying to keep a very wide variety of ships with nations and so on. You can be sure that we're working on things like Italian battleships as well. But also one thing to keep in mind is, look, our game is maturing over time. We already added a lot of the lines that existed historically. We do need to add paper ships in general, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to fit it into a very gamified, simplified way of looking at navies, right? If you take a look at, for example, German battleships, and I'm sure a lot of you guys love German battleships and German cruisers, we would not be able to put that into the game only with historical ships, so we have to use designs. And I'm pretty sure that at some point, with this game maturing even more, there will be less and less historical ships we can add into a full line, so you will see more paper ships in the game, and more design ideas. Look at how many of you are asking for H42, H44, and so on. So while I understand the feedback, I hope you also can see that point of view. We're going to take a very close look at these ships and how they're going to be introduced, and that we want to obviously keep them balanced. So please, no panic about this. And Please keep in mind that obviously these ships, we just announced them. The balancing is not even close to being finished, so give us a bit of time to take a look at them, to test them, to make the changes that need to be made, and then we have a better discussion around, how they fit into the game. So, otherwise, do we have any additional questions? I'm sure we do. We try to answer as many as we can. But I think what I'm going to do is I just want to highlight the things that are happening with the current update. So please, don't forget, Valentine's Day is happening. There is a Valentine's mission for the Valentine's camo, so please make sure to play over the weekend if you want to get that. We also have the Valentine's Twitch mission that you get by watching World of Warships content on Twitch for the next week, so you can get your hands on 5 additional Valentine's camos. Make sure to use the discount for the upgrades. For the next week, you will be able to demount all of your upgrades for free without any doubloon cost, so you can play around with the new upgrades. Make sure to make use of that. There's a ton of new stuff introduced in the game right now with British heavy cruisers. You can get London for free by simply playing the directives. They're not that hard. Just take a look at the specific missions that you think are doable for you. You can get royal tokens by playing with daily missions, directives, daily challenges for London and Albemarle at the moment, daily shipments. So you can get your special commander, Andrew Cunningham. A lot of cool stuff happening in the game right now. And we will be back next week, same place, same time,
yes,
with probably the 2 of us again.
Yes.
And I'm sure Mr. Conway already has a victim to be raided.
Absolutely. Thank you very much from my side for coming around and joining us for the stream. I know that some of you stayed for all 4 hours since we were doing the German content earlier before. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you next week. I know there are always questions that we can't answer just because there are too many of you and too few of us. But we'll try, hold them in your mind, and if there's something burning that you really need an answer to, why not swing by your local forums and create a forum thread, tag one of your community managers, and I'm sure we'll swing by and give you an explanation or an answer or help or, well, just tell you to go away and be quiet.
One thing I want to add before we go and raid somebody is new update is live. Please share your feedback. There's a new map, there's new content, upgrades and so on. So please let us know what you think. Put it into the respective forum threads or on Reddit, or let us know otherwise. And with that, Mr. Conway, who's your target?
Yes, we are going to raid the Grumpy Beard. We did want to do it the other day, but then he was doing like an in-between break mini game, and I didn't realize he was streaming World of Warships. So we're going to raid the Grumpy Beard. He's a nice guy, as you may know from the name that he has. He's slightly grumpy sometimes and has a beard, but he also plays World of Warships, and he's a nice dude. So go say hello from the twins, give him a follow, and yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you very much for stopping by, and have a
bye bye.
Bye bye.